stopped doing that since LCK Cup.
Yeah.
They'd be doing a bit more of the pick priority sort of selecting. But no, back to the blue siding. So we'll see how things pan out here. I feel like the draft, the early bans, there's so much to ban at the moment. There's so much, something always slips through. Question is what? The highest ban champions right now are Rumble, Karma, Varus. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now that we got those out of the way.
Now we can really talk about what's going to get banned. Orianna, Pantheon are some of the bigger ones. Sometimes we get a Bard thrown out depending on the players and how we're rating them.
Yeah. A couple of big picks nowadays that are very high win streaky and getting a lot of wins. Orianna and Gnar. Orianna definitely bannable. I don't think Gnar is, even though he's on like a 8-game winning streak now after Rich just won the last game. But Orianna away from Chovy seems like a good idea.
LeBlanc ban coming through, which is something ShowMaker can play very well, but specifically into Azir. So I think they're trying to frame for an Azir pickup or force Dplus to try and ban it away. I want to note that Pantheon and Ryze still also available. So
you could leave everything up and say, if you want Azir, we'll take Ryze Pantheon.
Definitely a strategy you can go for.
Or if they just take Pantheon, then you're kind of in a rough spot. So maybe...
Yeah, I think that could be the concerns. They banned the Azir. And now for Gen.G, do you just take Pantheon? Because I know the Ryze is obviously strong, but we've seen Gen.G happy to give it over and pick, Anivia into it. It's something that they're comfortable doing. Especially Pantheon and Anivia, like the Ryze, as much as he has the movement speed from Phase Rush and his passive, you have a point-and-click stun. You flash stun the Ryze, he's dying with that CC chain follow-up. Jarvan has been super high priority, most played jungler, so not too surprised to see that come through. They are going to go for the Bard here, though, not actually securing the Ryze, and that gives over potential to go that Ryze Pantheon yourselves. I know we just talked about the counters that can potentially come through, but Ryze Pantheon as a duo has been extremely strong in terms of the roaming potential, the double globals. If you get control of mid, it just feels like the game is over. Bard is also something that can disrupt that with his roaming potential, but feels risky to give them the opportunity to take it. They are going to start off with the Ezreal, though. Ezreal, great into the Jarvan, good at escape his Cataclysm. Obviously, Ruler, fantastic Ezreal. So getting that safe AD carry pick. And it looks like instead of going for the Ryze, they're going to pick up the Anivia here. Are they? That's the question.
Toying with it.
So you could pick up the Anivia here and have it as a flex. And that would mean Dplus would feel uncomfortable about taking the Ryze on 3. But instead they say, no, we're just going to take the Ryze here regardless. Ryze Pantheon, we feel so confident in it that we can take over the game. We're going to do it anyway. And ShowMaker toying with his options in response.
His go-to has been Cassiopeia into the Ryze. That's been ShowMaker's thing. But there's
going for the Anivia, yeah. And obviously, I mean, we've seen it top once, but not going to be flex to support with a Bard there. A lot of terrain that can be generated between the Jarvan and the Anivia, which Ezreal doesn't really find too much of an issue, but obviously Ryze has to run around that or Realm Warp through and over it.
And if you have enough, like Pantheon can eventually feel the hurt. Like he has that shield he can put up, but if he goes a little bit too aggressive, you've got to be careful.
Yeah,
about being stuck behind 8 walls.
As much as Pantheon Ryze really strong at getting the ball rolling, in team fights they are pretty short-range champions, and I think something will have to be done of finding a way to circumvent the Anivia and get around behind her, which is why I kind of like this Leona ban. Leona Ezreal really good, but also if you just throw the Solar Flare out straight on top of the Anivia, kind of cancels her ult, allows you to gap close onto her, compared to like a Nautilus who has to like use his body and move forward. A lot more difficult. Do you see the Sivir ban? Often seeing that when the Ezreal is picked up. Gnar is also available. Gnar Bard, not like a super synergistic lane, but we've seen Gnar kind of just paired with whatever.
She is very strong, and I think should be fine down there with a Bard. Will we see another support ban, or maybe something in the top lane like a Jace or a Gnar? But waiting for this one will be a Nautilus.
Yeah, I don't like Nautilus here into all this terrain, and it feels really hard to play. You're going to have a tough time. But we obviously did have that phenomenal Duro game where he played in the Jarvan and was like Spider-Manning out of the Cataclysms.
Yeah.
So it also is a lot of threat to the Bard, who has such a big hitbox. It's honestly hard not to hit the Bard.
And sometimes you just press R on Anivia, and it's like, well, eventually we can gap close, you know?
Think of the Jim ban instead, which, when you think of how the Dplus composition wants to play, kind of makes sense. Also, Jim Bard, good amount of priority in the bot lane 2v2. So I imagine it's just going to be the AD carry pick up here and save counter pick for Siwoo. Unless you want to commit to something like the Gnar now, you feel like it can't be matched. So going for the Caitlyn with the Jhin taken away, they're like, we want to create AD carry, scale well. There's a lot of setup for this, and there's a lot of range behind this composition. This is a comp where you're like into what Gen.G has. I know the Ezreal can obviously poke from a distance, but the rest of the comp is going to feel a little uncomfortable into what Dplus has, unless they can find a way to get behind them.
Blind pick for Kiin. He has gone back to K'Sante many a time. Seen a lot of blind pick Jace and Gnar, but maybe not what he's going to go for here with the K'Sante lock-in.
And then what do you take support in this situation? Is it just Neeko? Again, I'm not a huge fan of Neeko into all this terrain creation, but I feel like you kind of want to match range for range. Playing a melee support into this would be pretty uncomfortable, and having that engage would be good. Pyke is an option, though. I know I said not melee, but Pyke's a little bit different because he has so much mobility and speed. You can kind of just ignore that terrain creation, you know, compared to something like a Nautilus, which I know was obviously banned, but Pyke can kind of just skip over it and has a lot of potential to play around this this Pantheon Ryze and set up plays around mid. And now Siwoo just going to go for the Gnar. That big win streak, playing it into the K'Sante, I think a little bit too appealing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I think they have a decent amount of damage eventually with the Anivia and the Caitlyn. And the Gnar obviously can have some good damage himself, especially against a tank like K'Sante.
I think in the later stages of the game, Dplus's composition feels really good. You have a lot of control. You have a lot of setup. If you get to an objective first, really feels nice with how you can set up on it and really defend your backline and stop these shorter range picks from moving in. There is some flank threat, but, you know, you have lots of ways to sort of scout out the flanks and potentially deal with them. Like, even like Bard can like fish on a flank and he's hard to threaten. Gnar can look as well. On the other side for Gen.G, I think it's a lot about like getting momentum early. You know, you have Pyke, you have Pantheon, you have Ryze. If these three start to get control of the game and start to run the game, this could just be a blowout. This could just be the game is over and done before we even get a chance to start to talk about mid to late game.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And generally, Gen.G pretty good about getting that early lead and snowballing it into something much more. And I think they've got the comp to do it. And yeah, I think if they're on form once again, we could definitely see them winning some of these lanes as well. Very curious about how Chovy's going to do into the Anivia as Ryze himself this time. Not playing the Anivia side of this matchup, which he oftentimes does. But great on the Ryze as well. Looks like we're ready to go. Dplus Kia up against Gen.G for game number 1. Match 18. Here we go. Match 18 already at the LCK 2026. Time flies.
Going fast, especially when it's a lot of 2-0 series. Makes it feel like it's going even faster.
Yeah.
Duro also going Ignite on the Pyke. That makes sense as well. One of that early kill pressure. I kind of said before with the whole Nautilus into Bard, the size of the hitbox. That's true with Pyke too. Bard has a very big hitbox. So you can skewer him. Definitely set up a kill with that Ignite available. If you get Pantheon down there, freebie. And unfortunately, Kiin going K'Sante not a great contributor towards his 11 kills needed to get to 2,000.
Yeah.
You know, don't think he's... You know, I talked about how obviously he plays a wide range of picks. I definitely think... I mean, I don't think Dplus were ever going to give him Rumble, but that's the sort of pick where you think, okay, he's going to be racking up the kills.
Yeah, you know, he did get Rumble once, actually, so far.
Yeah, that was crazy.
For some reason.
For some reason. Who knows?
I don't think he's going to get Rumble again. I don't think very many players are going to get a chance to play Rumble. And there's a good reason for that. But the fact that he's the one person who got the chance...
it was just nice to be reminded, you know?
Yeah. It's just there's so many other things to ban against this team. Eventually, you got to let one squeak through. But I think Rumble is not the one you let squeak through.
Yeah. So this lane's not going to be fun. Obviously, Pyke can sustain a decent amount through poke and has threat if you land, you know, the CC, land an all-in. But generally in the 2v2, you're just going to get pushed in and harassed. And right now, Kenyon's pathing towards the top side, so not on side to really assist them or help or threaten a gank.
Yeah, ShowMaker not going to let you go back and buy your tier.
That definitely felt like the sort of recall where you wouldn't plan to get off anyway, you're just trying to annoy him.
Yeah.
Force him to use a cooldown to stop your recall. Be in some mana.
Well,
okay.
The first hook hit, but the second one misses.
Just fishing, but don't want to go too aggressive right now with Jarvan in the river. And speaking of which, Jarvan's moving in here a little bit. Chovy's very aggressive.
Yeah, double buff. That's going to be the flash and ghost immediately from Chovy. Not messing around with that. He's going to put on some more pressure on a ShowMaker, trying to get the egg. There's the egg just for free. Well, I guess it cost ghost and flash technically, but ShowMaker says, sure, have an egg.
Yeah, does set up like a future gank for both sides, if we're being honest. But I think Dplus feeling a lot better about how this one panned out. And now Lucid can play aggressively here because his mid lane is still healthy, still has flash.
Yep. He's playing aggro here on the Raptors. Eventually he's going to go in onto Canyon. And if a wall lands, no, it's not going to, but still a good amount of harass onto Canyon. Pushes him out, takes the Raptors. Lucid will enjoy that.
Yep, using a good opportunity to punish on the back of the gank mid, leaning in and just having the backing of ShowMaker there on this Anivia. Duro's fishing, but doesn't find anything thanks to the magical journey. It's so annoying to play in a Pyke sometimes. I also think one of the things with the Bard and a Pyke matchup... Okay. If you're playing other supports, range supports into Pyke, there's some where, at least if like he starts winding up his Q, you can interrupt it. You know, sometimes it can be difficult before the Q goes off. But Bard Q, like, it's very rare that he's winding up his Q in a spot in front of a wall. And even then, it's very delayed before the stun comes in. So you kind of just have to dodge. And speaking of dodging...
There's no egg here, but there is a wall. Duro is going to throw up a sad emote.
Yeah, I think the problem was, you know, you could have committed flash from Duro, but ShowMaker also has flash, and once the wall comes down, I think what Duro was looking for was flash from ShowMaker. You go for that play, you hope he expects you to flash, so he flashes, but in reality, ShowMaker just pops the wall down and says, I'm good. So well played there. Speaking of flashing, though...
Yeah, they know the level 6 Pyke. He's going to want to go in there and trade. The flash comes forward from Canyon. ShowMaker still in a lot of trouble, but barely gets away. As the damage from Canyon not quite there just yet.
Able to live that one. Pretty low on HP, but it is... Flash is traded there between the jungle and mid laner. ShowMaker definitely in a bit of a dangerous position. And now, that trio, the Pyke, Pantheon, Ryze all together, you don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you just let them do whatever they want. I mean, there's really not much you could do.
You get caught by one CC, you're having a bad time.
Yeah.
But so far, you know, Dplus in a pretty good spot with how the game has sort of progressed. If things are staying even, you're pretty happy overall.
Yeah, just hanging out, farming. You've got Caitlyn, you've got Anivia. You're just playing for a later stage in this game. and trying not to lose too much. You're also enjoying a pretty safe bottom lane. As Duro maybe, nope, just gonna cancel the heal.
I think at least level 6 will be a big point for the Pantheon Ryze, and where we're hoping to see them really start to make things happen. If Gen.G want to make their presence known in this game, you see Smash and Korea pushing up like this. Ample up. Oh no. Missed the cannon. But as I was saying, oh, that next.
That hook, and Smash gets flashed on, and just like that, Duro says, take a seat, buddy.
That was very slick.
And now Career's in trouble. He's going to have to flash.
Oh, if he'd got that flash too, that would have been insane. But Duro just dismantled Smash there. Finds everything I was talking about with them pushed up that far. Could we see Canyon Chovy come down?
You saw it coming.
Wow, didn't need it. Duro lands this onto Smash, who is trying to net away, and then predicts the flash here. Expects him to move towards his support. Follows the stun, and then this one, close to reading it. But a crazy play from Duro, getting a lead in the bot lane. Just when the game felt like it was going at a bit of a slow pace, a pace Gen.G needed to push to speed up. They get that play, they get the dragon, and now I'm thinking, okay, no flashes on the bot lane, Pantheon ult enabled. I think I know where it's going. I have a prediction, friend.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been that good with predictions so far.
It's going top lane, it's orange buff, obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they want to get Kiin fed. They want to get him to
11 kills?
2,000 kills.
Yeah, he needs 11. He needs that.
Yeah, and they don't actually have to kill them. Obviously, getting the kills in bottom lane would be nice, but even just Chovy moving off of Vision down to the bottom river is like, oh, we have to play scared now. We don't have sums. We lost all semblance of pressure that we had in the bottom lane. They only got one turret plate, and Ruler's ahead almost 500 gold already. So,
yeah.
Just like that, Duro gonna put his team on the board. Maybe he's saying, well, I gotta play Pyke if I want to try to get POM in this team.
I think as well, sometimes, like playing into an Ezreal ult doesn't always get the most value in the 2v2. Oh.
He's going in, but... Okay, he's just gonna ult away.
Getting cataclysmed into like the bottle. He's like, I'm out. Later.
He didn't have flash, so I guess.
Goodbye. Good day, sir.
Very safe.
Good day.
We see a lot of our junglers just like, oh, you want to trade? Okay, let's trade. Not Canyon.
Well, it does take a lot of pressure off the bot lane, not having to deal with that, but I think Ruler's doing enough of that himself. But we've seen Lucid build a pretty solid lead over Canyon so far.
Oh, just going to flash on top of ShowMaker here. There's the root. Duro is going to ult on in, but the stun does hit him. ShowMaker one auto away from Egg, and they do get the Egg here. 2 shots into Chovy, though, and with Lucid nearby, they're just going to be happy with the Egg. Just
a little bit too far away, and that feels bad for Gen.G. You committed a lot for that. Both summoners from Chovy, and being down flash as a Ryze into Anivia Jarvan. Not so great, not so ideal. Definitely signals to Dplus that they can just gank Gen.G in return. And Ruler just takes a Peacemaker to the face.
Yeah. Standing right on top of a ward, which Duro is going to also see. Puts down his own ward. And just backs away. You do see that Lucid has spent a hefty amount of time in Canyon's jungle, especially the top part of the jungle.
Yeah, getting a lot of pretty sizable lead in terms of farm over Canyon so far. And Canyon, you know, we talk up this Pantheon pick so much for good reason. I think it's absolutely broken, absolutely bonkers, but he just hasn't had the impact yet. You know, it's strong because pre-6 it has so much early power, so much burst potential, so much easy gank potential. Post-6 you have the ult. You can assist in any lane easily with that. And honestly, it holds up pretty well in team fights, but it's falling behind in farm right now, and it is frankly just not done really anything. So with how the comps sort of progress in the game, Dplus pretty happy, I would say, but still a lot can happen. I want to also note Gen.G have first dragon, it's Ocean, second dragon's Chemtech. It's a guaranteed good soul. You've dodged the stinker souls. Literally.
Yeah, especially Chemtech.
Yeah, Chemtech is the stinky soul.
But also Ocean. I mean, the Ocean doesn't smell all that great. So.
True. They would probably... I mean, I feel like Infernal, it's not necessarily... But it would have a very volcanic brimstone.
Be pungent.
Yeah.
Oh, nice hop there from Siwoo. Avoids any all-out pressure. Do you think Hextech smells metallic?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably smells like batteries.
Yeah. Ooh, Duro. Uh-oh. Flashes behind Canyon just to live.
Just Canyon wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh, you need something? Yes, please.
Oh, man.
Block for me.
So all of this early pressure Gen.G's supposed to have, I feel like it's kind of just falling face first into the ground. And, I mean, they're not getting behind, but they're just not really doing anything. So that's not what you want to see for their comp.
A Pyke that is just chilling out doesn't inspire a lot of joy. Not a pick we tend to see popping off in the later team fights as much. I mean, you can do some crazy stuff, but it's kind of hard because you're so squishy, especially from behind, or even just even. Nice jump to be ahead on. I mean, the whole point of Pyke is you just get free gold. You should have more items than everyone else.
Yeah.
But that's not happening if it's 0-1 at 13 minutes. Now, Dragon is being started. I do think Dplus want to kind of stop this from happening.
They're just going to turn on a Lucid, but the buffer with the flag drag is very nice. Gets him to safety. You don't know if he can actually get in for the smite, though. So the damage is done without a kill, and it's Mountain Soul. And Gen.G already have 2 Drakes.
Yeah, good amount of poke onto Lucid, forces him away, and then it's just the Mountain Dragon pickup. Sorry, Mountain Soul is the soul. They don't pick it up. But we expected it obviously would be a strong soul given the first 2, and it definitely is a potential win con for Gen.G, given how slow pace this game has been so far.
Yeah, very sleepy one. You know, they said the first series was too quick, so we got to add a little bit of tension into our one. We can't beat them in 20 minutes. Not this time. 1 kill at 14 minutes.
When do you think the next kill will be?
I'm going to say probably like 16:55. I think they're going to fight over the Herald.
But the Herald spawns in like...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you think they're going to spend tons of time like messing about?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then eventually like a fight will brew, and then there's going to be some posturing, and then somebody's going to...
So you said 16:45?
55.
55.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm holding you to that.
What about you?
I'm going to go like... I think I might go longer, honestly.
16:56.
You think I would do that to you?
The price is right, yes.
You think
You're the one person who would do that, absolutely.
You rumbled me out. No, I won't do that. 16:57. No.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we do see Dplus setting up for it.
Oh, a little play on a Duro as...
My final answer, 15:10. Oh, I was so close!
Oh, yeah, you were pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit quicker than we expected. Weird.
Yeah, that was almost spot on. Wow.
And you were just talking about how Pyke can be very squishy.
God, I'm so intelligent and good at this.
You just have a really great read on our teams, I think.
Took it right out of my house mouse.
Yeah.
Mouth. Mouse?
Now House's mouth? Mouse? I don't know.
He does almost have Mega.
Yeah, this is Mega Gnar. I think they're just going to respect that. There's like 3 turret shots in a canyon, too. As he goes in, that is the flash just to die.
See, so something you said there was, I think they're going to respect that. Respecting it would have been not going for the dive. I would argue they didn't respect that.
You might be onto something.
Well,
it does not feel like Gen.G woke up on the right side of the bed today.
Feels like they were a little bit locked out. Not so much locked in. This is a great stun by Create. Set this up. Then the bottle that comes through allows the trap to come in. Because the thing is, it's a Pyke, right? You give him any free time and he's dashing out. Here, so this is interesting mechanic with Gnar. See that bar underneath his health bar? That's an indicator.
Is it like the ward that he's hitting right now?
No.
Oh.
It's an indicator of his angry levels. He was pretty angry.
Why did you say it like that? Angry. Angeriness.
Yes. You can see it now. It's getting very... Oh, he's dangerous.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, you missed the canyon.
He did... Now he's really angry.
Yeah. I'd be pretty angry after that, too.
Okay, so I think with this position, Dplus have an advantage in terms of gold. They feel great with how the game is right now. I think Gen.G didn't really get the ball rolling. And Dragon stacking has kind of been Gen.G's achievement so far in this game. But we have a Dragon in a minute. If you're not even getting third, then those early Dragon investments are kind of meaningless. And Dplus even have the Combat Herald to kind of back them up. So going in this next fight, I think Dplus feel pretty good about it. If they can set up right for it, it's kind of on Gen.G to find an angle to figure this one out. But it's going to be hard, and I think what's really important is setting up early for the objective. Because you're playing into Anivia Caitlyn.
Yeah.
These two champions are like the epitome of, let's get there first.
You know who's setting up early for the objective is Dplus Kia.
Yeah.
They cleared out all the vision. There's one deep ward in DK's jungle.
I'm getting the vibe. Okay, never mind. They're starting to contest the vision now. It was kind of giving me the vibes of let's just not contest it, which I just feel like is risky, you know? I think the soul stacking is a big condition for you. Like, I don't think things are going to just suddenly get swimmingly better for you as Gen.G. I mean, I'm not saying they can't win a fight later, but yeah. Now, there's kind of an ebb and flow. Dplus giving up some control. Smash a little bit low. TP is coming in. They are committing now. Siwoo has TP and just hit Mega now, though. Not the best timing. There's the Combat Herald.
I mean, yeah, there's the Combat Herald, and the TP does come in. And immediately Kiin says, let's just kill Lucid here. He's already taken a bunch of damage. Nice Tempered Fate, though, as he's able to get into the Rift Herald at the same time. And now Canyon in a lot of trouble, taking huge amounts of damage, but he's able to taxi out of the Jarvan, as now Lucid's super low. Kiin taking up everything. And, I mean, Canyon's so far out of the fight, but so is Lucid. Somebody's got to come back here and smite it, and it will be Canyon.
Wow. No way.
Just backing in the bush, just dies to the Ryze. And Kiin's like, I don't care about the Anivia. And DK, they're kind of snowballing in the opposite direction towards Gen.G, losing a lot as the Gnar does come through. And it's on to 2, but the follow-up is a Bard. The follow-up is 1 Bard. That's all they had for damage. And DK, all out of swords, Gen.G easily clean up.
Just when you think the game is slipping away from Gen.G, they find the fight they need, and it felt like the coordination was so much better for Gen.G. First off, they're TPing this Gnar in. Is he Mega? Well, he's running out pretty quickly. We get this big bottle that comes through. Canyon kind of gets bounced around a little bit, and then the Jarvan just doesn't really get a huge amount of value here. Like, he buys time, sure, but Lucid just kind of gets bounced around a ton. Siwoo's Mega times out pretty quickly before he even ults. Smash is chunked out. ShowMaker can't really do anything, and they don't have control of the area. They've kind of already given it up. And then when the re-engage comes through, they already lost their jungler. She was trying to build towards Mega, and Chovy just says, I can go in and they can't really kill me quick enough. You know, Korea's off to the side trying to help. I just felt like Gen.G the whole time were a unit, and Dplus was so split apart. I also would have loved to see like a bit of an earlier TP from Siwoo when he had Mega like just about to hit, rather than when it's already ticking down.
Yeah, I think he saved his ult as well, right? That makes sense for the second Mega, so...
Yeah, but the problem was, like...
Didn't use it on Canyon
Lucid survived so long, but, like, he kind of just survived. He didn't actually do anything. It was like he was bouncing around, and okay, in fairness, they got some damage down on a Canyon, but it was kind of like this weird, like, Lucid's like, oh, I'm over here, I'm over here. Yeah. You're dead.
I feel like it really helps to have someone like Kiin on Cassante who can frontline, make the play, control the pace of the team fight right from the get-go, and everybody can kind of just line up behind him and attack the target that you have to.
Gen.G's teamfight structure is just way better, I think was the big thing. And Dplus composition, they have a comp where you should be just about having that structure to your team fights, where you're set up, you have the terrain that you can control, you can just... Like, honestly, playing K'Sante into this composition should be pretty uncomfortable. But I think him leading the charge and making Lucid's life hell went a long way.
Also, not having their Gnar there on time, as you mentioned, it was just a couple of the pieces missing for Dplus Kia if you're going to set up a team fight. They're not miles behind, but really the biggest issue is giving up the Mountain Drakes. That's Mountain Soul Point, and Gen.G got a bunch more gold in their favor. Ruler's very fed now, 2-0 and 2
These are
on
some
the Ezreal.
Big spikes for Gen.G. Namely, Chovy, his Rod of Age is about to be fully stacked, and he's about to hit level 15, so he'll just tick straight up to 16. 16 on Ryze, massive spike. You get the boosted damage on your empowered Q. Overflow, is it? Overload? I don't remember exactly what the mechanic's called. Maybe.
I think. There's 15, by the way, so.
Yeah, so he's going to have 16 very soon and be super strong. Ruler's spiking pretty hard. So this is like the second wind that Gen.G get in the mid-game. And with Dragon in a minute 20 and it being Soul, this is a great spot to be spiking.
Yeah. And all things considered, even though Gen.G didn't do a lot in the early game, like their comp still picks a target and kills it very quickly, very well. As long as you're somewhat even, you know, you have K'Sante, you've got Pantheon, you hold him in place, the Pyke pulls him back. Like, you can be CC'd basically forever. It's not a very fun situation. And DK has a lot of CC in their comp as well, but Gen.G definitely a lot of pick potential.
And again, Dplus, I mean, this time not really moving over quickly over into the Dragon area. You need control. You need to have control of this area. It's so important. We have the Gnar TPing in bot. They're starting to push in. Gen.G are kind of threatening the Baron. Don't fall for it. I'm being serious. You have Bard, you have Anivia, you have Jarvan. They're not going to do Baron. And if they do, you can just scout it and deal with it.
Yeah.
Level 16 hit for Chovy. He's so strong right now.
Yeah, ShowMaker not there. He actually got his Rod of Ages to get him to 15. So it's going to be rough for him. As DK they're kind of set up in mid, but not really on the objective. There's not a lot of traps set down. They don't have a line here, and Gen.G are able to push in and clean up some of this vision and get position of their own.
Yep. Losing a lot of control of this area. The Gnar's moving over. No Mega Gnar stacked at all, though. Oh, Chovy's found him.
Yeah. He found him, and they have Banana Brush control. And Kiin is looking to frontline once again, as he is being stunned up quite a bit. Siwoo is being taxied out of here by Chovy. As Kiin hits about half health. Might come down to just a flip on this one. And even the Anivia ult's in there. We get the Bard ult onto 2 and the follow-up on a Duro and onto Ruler as well, who just dies.
The Bard gets it!
The Bard gets it! As it's stolen away by a Bard. And the team fight goes heavily to Dplus Kia on top of it all. Just the poke into the killing of Ruler means there's no damage for Gen.G.
They can go for the Baron now as well. Pantheon does have ult to try and steal it. They also have Realm Warp as well if they want to really get creative with how they go for this, but it's still 5 members alive. They're going to try and heal up here. They should be able to secure this. It's just a crazy steal from Canyon is the only way he gets this, but he doesn't have vision right now, and it looks like they're not even interested. Yeah, it should just be gone. Huge fight for Dplus coming in. There was a lot of spikes for the side of Gen.G, but the execution was exactly what they needed. And even though they gave up some space around like the Banana Brush, it felt like they knew what they needed to do with their composition, so they held their ground. They trapped Kiin in here, then this bottle from Korea, the stun, into bottled, into the traps.
Double traps.
It just did so much work. But I think the start of the fight, and I mean the fact he got with the Meeps, got the Dragon secure. But the start of the fight, that holding strong as a unit, it's exactly what Gen.G were doing last time. But this time it just made Kiin's job impossible.
Well, he made it very clear what the game plan was after he had to stop. I can't even... This is good, I got it. Yeah, he's going wild on the comms.
Yeah, I mean, he popped off. He has the right to.
All right, they're trying to go in on a ShowMaker. That's not going to work out, and this is the Pantheon in a really rough spot. Kiin also going to get Zhonya's up by the Bard. Lucid does go a bit deep. And ShowMaker takes some damage, but now Siwoo has arrived. And, I mean, Smash is double buff and Baron and a frontline, so he can just do whatever he wants. Ruler has to run away, flashes, and dies to the Caitlyn. And Dplus Kia are just pushing down mid. Super far ahead.
I think they might just go for the end. Baron buff in hand, Canyon's up in 15, Duro's the only one alive. They're not taking it super fast, but
Duro's trying to get the wave, trying to get the cannon minions.
20 seconds, they have grubs as well. The wave's being delayed though. This is going to stop them. This is big from Duro. He's actually saving the game here. I think it might have been a bit touch and go if they pushed for it, but he's definitely stopped them from even giving it a try. The game's still in a terrible spot for Gen.G, but Duro keeps the Nexus alive for now.
Nice escape too, just able to dodge away from two of them.
And Gen.G starting to feel some of the issues with their composition. They try and force onto this backline, thinking, hey, are they overextended? The wall's down. This stun from ShowMaker, though, so good. Exactly as the Pantheon lands. Stunned. They have the wall. They have everything ready. He doesn't get to play the game. And then Lucid just plays with his life, jumps in very aggressively. But it sets up the Glacial Storm from the Anivia and the flank from the Gnar to come through. And speaking of flanks,
yeah, they're going pretty hard onto Kiin here, who is trapped for quite a while. Is going to go all out on the Lucid, just desperate. Runs straight into the trap line. And now they're going to catch Ruler as well. The trap is there. He's just so dead. And Dplus Kia, something has gotten into them. They're playing so well as a team. The first rough team fight, and after that, it's been all them. As you, you know, he might go down, but I don't think he really cares because Dplus Kia are pushing to end the game. So at the end of the day, he's going to Gnar them away, and he does get chased down, and it's 800 gold, but you don't have a base anymore, Gen.G.
Yeah, he buys time, but the base is going down so quickly. Pantheon and Chovy gonna arrive. They have to rush it.
Oh, there's no way. It's just a little bit too little too late. They're gonna turn straight onto Canyon, gets the stun, and they can farm even more, but they're just gonna hit the Nexus instead. Game one goes to Dplus Kia.
And I think, honestly, Gen.G taking a little bit too much time to get things done in that game. Needed to set the pace early, and they didn't, and Dplus